Xavier Fox, your host of Let's Talk About It here on Blaze 'em Up Cigar Radio Network. Get ready for this journey. Each day, we not only entertain you, but we share valuable information on relationships, health, and fitness, investing, and much more. Today, we're going to get your body right with Samir Ali, the holistic way. Then I get to interview one of my favorite Chicago legends, Mr. Art Chat Daddy Sims. If you have questions on either segment, feel free to zoom in using the link on my Facebook page. Check the radio show page of my website, Xavier Fox, for the schedule of upcoming shows to see when your favorite personality or topic is scheduled for the month of November. Now, let's get to it. Hey, Samir.
Hey there, how are you?
I'm great. How about yourself?
Oh, I'm doing fantastic. Thank you for asking.
All right. So this is your first show all to yourself. Are you ready for that?
Yes, I am. Yes, I am.
Okay. So I'm just going to go ahead and turn the mic over to you.
Okay. Well, we want to talk about digestion today. And what I want everyone to do is to understand that whenever you're dealing with uh, yourself, you have to deal with yourself as a whole. It can't be on an individual basis, much like Western society does. They try to isolate the organ or the problem and deal with the symptoms, never having any real cure. So when it comes to weight loss, we have to think about digestion, but we have to consider everything that a person may be digesting. Um, from the information that you're receiving mentally. What are you digesting mentally? What are you digesting spiritually or emotionally? Uh, we've all experienced, when something happens or we receive certain types of information or we're out of a situation, it felt like a burden was removed off of us. So that was digestion, what we were digesting that caused that great feeling or that relief. So similarly, the body acts in the same way. It is an entire unit because when you digest good foods or proper foods, it affects your mood, it affects your spirit, it affects your mentality, your energy levels. And so we have to be very careful about what we are digesting. So to lose weight, we have to look at the digestive system. And the digestive system is a very, it's a known process, but it's still a mystery to us because we weren't properly taught about our digestive system and how we should be digesting foods. So the stomach is compromised of many different types of acids. The purpose of this acid is to shred the fibers of their food to get to the nutrients, the vitamins, the minerals of any food that we eat. But in the beginning, this is, excuse me, this is very concentrated. And the more concentrated that acid, the more those acids really burn up the minerals or the vitamins or the amino acids that are contained in food because the acidity is so concentrated. And this is where we get into different makeups. You have 3 body types. You have 3 metabolisms. You have 3 metabolic rates. You have 3 doshas. You have 4 blood types. You have 12 zodiacs. Each person is a combination of one of these systems, each one of these systems. So you may have the water signs, the earth signs, the air signs, and the fire signs. Each element digests according to, each sign digests according to its element. And there's a body type that may go with that. There's a dosha that may go with that. There's a metabolism and a blood type that may go with that. Each one of these things that I've named carries a personality. So blood type O people, for instance, have high acidity in their stomachs. And this is why they are able to have a carnivorous metabolism, and they may feel energetic or more mental clarity from eating meat. Whereas someone who has blood type A has very low acidity, and they're more prone to being vegetarian. So you have to know your genetic makeup. You may be blood type A, and you may have a mesomorph body, which is mostly muscular. You probably would stay muscular throughout your entire life. And the three body types are ectomorph, mesomorph, and endomorph. And so knowing your blood type, knowing your body type, knowing your metabolism, whether it's vegetarian, balanced, or carnivorous. Vegetarian mean that you get mental clarity and energy from being vegan. And if you eat meat, you feel wiped out, like you have to go to sleep. Carnivorous is just the opposite. If you eat carbs, you feel jittery, but if you eat meat, you feel energized and more mental clarity. This is all based on your metabolism, your metabolic rate, and your blood type. So you have to understand and study the science of you. You have to know all of these things. So to effectively lose weight, you have to understand exactly what you're dealing with as to how you're genetically constructed. Excuse me, if that makes any sense. So the best thing to do is to understand your digestive system. So these acids that are in your stomach are always concentrated when they're stagnant. So you have to dilute those acids. Now, how do you dilute those acids? Now, one, you got to keep in mind that you have to also understand proper food combining. So it is not good to mix carbohydrates with proteins, because the sugars from carbs prevents hydrochloric acid from entering into your stomach. Hydrochloric acid is needed to break down animal protein. You should not eat dry fruit with other fruits, whether citrus or melons. So we are doing a detriment to our health when we eat sandwiches, bread with protein, with meat, because the carbs from the bread prevent hydrochloric acid from entering into the stomach. And so that meat never gets properly digested, because sandwiches don't grow on trees. Tastes good and we love it, but we're actually doing something very detrimental to our system. So when you eat proteins, especially animal proteins, you should always eat them with vegetables, because vegetables contain the enzymes that help to break down the amino acids in the meat. And I want to explain this without being too complicated because, um, I don't want to explain this where people have too much information to try to remember and it gets confusing to them. So I'm trying to say this in a way that even if someone had to repeat this, they can repeat it with ease. So you take your stomach, it's full of acid, and if we are sitting in front of a meal, what we generally do is we take a bite out of the main course of the meal that we like. So if we have a hamburger, or if we have a steak and potatoes, or if we have fish, or we have chicken, or we have pasta, and whatever the case may be, but let's just say chicken Alfredo, we go for the meat and the protein first. Then we consume the pasta, which is a carbohydrate. Then we consume the milk with that from the cheese, which is an animal protein, crossing it with a cow animal protein, a poultry protein with animal protein. And it has broccoli in it. Quite a delicious dish, but we've just wreaked havoc to our system. So proper food combining may, because of the way we were all raised on the standard American diet. And if you look at that, that's SAD, S-A-D, standard American diet. This is how we were taught how to eat. Improper food combining is after you eat a meal, eat fruit afterwards, but that's backwards because fruit is full of water and it has a digestive rate much faster than that of any of the pasta, the cheese, or the protein. So now that fruit is sitting on top of all of that food, waiting for the other food that takes hours to digest, and then it rottens the food inside your system. But because we consumed it all and put it all in our mouth, we think we're doing something good when actually you just did something very detrimental. Fruit should always be consumed before any meal. If you don't have fruit, the best thing to do is to always drink water. Drink water to dilute the acids in your stomach. You may add raw, uncooked honey. You may add a pinch of Himalayan salt. You may add a squeeze of lemon or a squeeze of lime. So you add the lemon and the lime. You have vitamin C. If you know you're going to consume animal protein, drink pineapple juice 20 minutes before you consume that protein, because pineapples contain an enzyme known as bromelain. The bromelain aids in animal protein digestion. But you should never eat pineapples with meat in the same meal. Always before, wait 20 minutes, then consume it. Same with water or any fluid, because when you consume fluids with your meal, you are flushing undigested food into your colon. And the process of your stomach, or the purpose of your stomach, is to dilute your food and to liquefy it. All food must be liquefied before it reaches your colon, your intestines. And your intestines are designed to absorb nutrients from that liquefied food that was once in your stomach. So you have to think, if you're going to eat bread, if you were to squeeze bread, you would get 0 water out of it. So how much fluid do you need to add to your body to help your body to liquefy that bread? This is why when people eat, they become tired, because the body has to use its water reserves to go to the stomach to help to liquefy that food, thus causing them to become lethargic or tired. or sleepy after a meal. A meal is supposed to make you energetic, not tired. So SAD, standard American diet, we take a hamburger with cheese, lettuce, and tomato. So we have this carb with this protein. We have another carbohydrate with the potatoes. And then we have this chemical filled flavored soda drink. So we're washing down the animal protein with the carbohydrate with this acid. This acid contains caffeine, which shrinks your blood vessels. The acidity from the soda deteriorates your bones. The caffeine also shrinks your bones.
Wow.
All flavored sodas contain formaldehyde.
Wow.
And it's full of 9 tablespoons of sugar in one 12-ounce can. Yes. Is it tablespoons or teaspoons? Teaspoons of sugar. Now, would you sit and put 9 teaspoons of sugar in any 12-ounce drink that you were drinking? Or would you just sit, even as a kid, and take 9 teaspoons of sugar and just eat them back to back?
That makes me want to throw up.
Of course you wouldn't do that. And believe it or not, grape Kool-Aid contains more acidity than Coca-Cola.
What?
Yes.
Kool-Aid.
Grape Kool-Aid contains the highest level of acidity. You may look it up.
Wow. Who knew that? Besides you.
And so if you must drink caffeine, which I hope that we don't, because your body is naturally supposed to feel energetic. When you go to sleep, you should wake up full of energy because you just rested for 8 hours. If you're waking up and you're feeling tired, then what was the point of your 8 hours rest? Rest is supposed to give you more strength and more energy. So the standard American diet, SAD, has trained us that we need a jump start. We need a boost every morning. We need that boost. So we run to the caffeine. Now they're starting to realize the detriment caffeine is having on people short and long term. And so now they're trying to find natural caffeine alternatives from herbs and spices. Caffeine is caffeine. Every now and then, caffeine may be good, but just keep in mind that it constricts your blood vessels. So it's always best to pour at least a teaspoon of apple cider vinegar in any caffeine containing drink, because apple cider vinegar dilates your blood vessels. The more dilated your blood vessels are, the easier it is for your heart to pump your blood, and is a natural blood thinner. That way you will offset the detrimental effects of caffeine constricting your blood vessels. Because if your blood vessels become constricted over long periods of time, they would become hard. They will lose their elasticity. This is why it's important to always keep vitamin C in your body to maintain the elasticity of your blood vessels. And this is how people can develop varicose veins. So the digestive system. You have to learn proper food combining. Don't mix carbs with protein. Consume water or some type of fruit juice or eat your fruits prior to your meal. Wait at least, if you're going to drink liquids, make sure that those liquids are beneficial. Drink a small amount of water or some liquid 20 minutes before you start to eat. If you're going to consume fruit, wait at least 30 minutes before you start to eat. And try to eat the fruits that you know are beneficial in digesting the food in which you're getting ready to consume. Now, you want to dilute those acids with, pure water. And for extra benefit, because honey contains enzymes, you want to add a teaspoon of honey and squeeze some lemon in there. You have your vitamin C, your enzymes, and water. And so now you've just diluted those acids and prepared your digestive system to digest whatever's getting ready to come down. So then that way, the acids are highly concentrated and they won't burn up the nutrients of the food, and then it can liquefy it properly, send it into the intestines so it can be absorbed so you can perform at optimal health. So and keep in mind that if you have an autoimmune disease, you don't want to overactivate your autoimmune system because it's already on automatic for some reason. And microalgae and honey activate your immune system even more. So you must stay away from microalgae like spirulina, chlorella, moringa, and you must stay away from honey because you will have what's called a cytokine storm. The cytokines are the enzymes of your white blood cells that attack foreign invaders or pathogens in your body.
Moringa, I thought that was really good for you.
It's good for you if you don't have an autoimmune disorder.
Oh, okay. I got you.
Spirulina is excellent for you if you don't have an autoimmune disorder. Now, wheatgrass, barley grass, and oat grass, that doesn't have the same effect because those remove like heavy metals and they're like high in, certain vitamins and minerals. Those are not microalgae. But chlorella, spirulina, moringa, and honey. If you have an autoimmune disorder, you have to stay away from those. So in a nutshell, that's the digestive system. And so the digestive system, once you master this, and again, if you stay away from processed and man-made products, then you're going to naturally lose the weight. But the number one thing to lose weight requires discipline. You have to have discipline to lose any weight or to gain weight. You have to have discipline to finish school. You have to have discipline to win the gold medal. So the best weight loss is discipline. And you have to discipline yourself to live this lifestyle because your current lifestyle is why you have gained the weight. So you have to eliminate that lifestyle. If you continue that lifestyle, then you want to get on a regimen and then you want to get into a program, and then they're going to tell you you got a cheat day. They're going to tell you when you can eat a slice of cake. They're going to tell you how many calories you should be having, how many carbs you should have, how much pasta you should have. No one should have to discipline you. You should be self-disciplined. You have to love yourself to want it bad enough. It's a lifestyle.
That's a very good point.
Right. And so the first thing you have to digest is discipline. Digest discipline in your spirit, in your mind, in your emotion, and it'll reflect in your body. You have to make your mind up that you want to do this.
So let me ask you this question. So if you have someone that is, morbidly obese and clearly they have no discipline, what would be the plan of attack? So somebody comes to you and they're, I don't know, 375, 400 pounds, maybe about 5'9", 5'10", or whatever, what would be your first act of attack, your first plan of attack, because they clearly have no discipline. Discipline is not easy.
Right. Here's the thing. Because, we have what's called truth and we have lies. The food that people consume that causes them to become obese is because they have been consuming lies. They've been eating false food. It's not real food.
Mm-hmm.
And so your system was not constructed off of a single lie, but yet you're feeding it lies in the form of matter. So you have these lies that you're putting into your body, and your body is trying to figure out, how do I digest this lie?
Because it's not real food.
Because it's not real food.
Kind of like seedless watermelon.
And seedless grapes.
Right. Because fruit has a seed. That's how we know it's a fruit, right?
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So they teach you to count calories. Well, you need calories for energy. So if you eliminate calories and then you go and do an hour of cardio, you are forcing your body to burn up the limited amount of calories in which you have given it. And so now it is depleted of these calories it needed. And so now it's going to start burning up minerals and protein in order to sustain this energy, because you want to get on the treadmill or the elliptical glider for an hour. First of all, that is very detrimental. If you're going to exercise, you need more calories. See, the thing is that food is supposed to be enjoyed, not looked at as the enemy. And so they have everyone looking at food as the enemy. Food is the pleasure and the enemy at the same time. It should never be like that. You should not have to be conscious of your calories or your fat intake. But because we are functioning off of the standard American diet, we don't eat like other cultures.
Right. We definitely don't. A lot of them don't even allow the food that we eat in their country.
Exactly. So like in Ayurvedic medicine, every spice, every flavoring, and every combination that they make of food, just as in the Asian cultures, Koreans, the Chinese, the Japanese, they understand every element of what they're using and what it does. We learn how to do these things because it tastes good. You can ask somebody, what's the benefit of ginger? I don't know. I just know it gives this chicken a good flavor. But see, ginger stimulates natural chi, which is body energy. It removes fungus from out of your system, and it cleanses the colon. Cayenne pepper carries nutrients to the brain, and it increases peripheral vision.
Didn't know that.
You have to learn why these spices are existing in nature and their properties. There are a lot of things that are in spices that can heal you far more powerful than medicine, if you just would take them as general maintenance. So for someone who's obese that has no discipline, I would recommend 2 juices. The first juice, both of these juices are by RW Nuts.
RW Nuts, that's the manufacturer?
That's the company. Yeah, that's the brand. R
Okay.
as in ready, W as in water, and nuts and spelled with the K as in kite. And they come in glass bottles. And it's a trio combination. The first one is carrot, ginger, and turmeric. A very delicious juice. And you will actually feel an empowering of energy and brain power, because turmeric protects brain cells. or turmeric. If I'm pronouncing it, I can never pronounce that one correct. I was potato, turmeric, turmeric. So don't crucify me if I don't say that properly. But you drink one of those a day, and you will see the pounds automatically start to shed off of you. One day, drink that one, and the very next day, switch it up with the cucumber, celery, and apple.
Yuck.
Now, are you trying to help the obese people?
Yes.
Okay.
Sorry, my taste buds hopped in there when you said a cucumber. You know how I feel about cucumber.
Right. Actually, cucumber is very beneficial because, again, remember, don't put taste over health. So cucumber and dates is a natural healthy weight gain if you're trying to body build. And cucumbers and grapefruit is a combination, is a natural weight loss. So if you take grapefruit and cucumbers, you can lose weight because the grapefruit, I'm sorry, is designed to burn fat. So you want to use the fat as energy. And remember, you're not trying to lose weight, you're trying to lose fat. Right. And so you want to lose the bad fat. You have good fat, which is known as brown fat, which is full of energy. So increase your brown fat. You increase your brown fat by taking cold showers.
Oh my.
Take cold showers. Regardless of the season, take a cold shower. If you're in the gym and you're working out, whether you're doing cardio, calisthenics, or weight training, take a cold shower afterwards.
Oh my.
And you will increase your brown fat, and your brown fat is going to naturally sculpture your body back to the way it was before you became obese.
It'll tighten your skin and stuff?
It'll do everything. And it's actually more beneficial to your skin.
How on earth do you take a cold shower? Oh my God, I can't even imagine that.
Well, if you get so used to it, the water is going to start to feel hot.
Oh, I just can't even believe that.
I know. See, the human body is an amazing creation. And you can actually start taking cold showers, and it's going to get to a point where you get so used to it, you're not going to have that jitteriness in your mouth and that gasping for air because it's so cold, that water is going to start to feel warm to you.
Okay.
And you're generating more brown fat, and that brown fat is going to cause the bad fat to be eliminated. So the first thing I would say to that person, they can drink those juices, but they have to, because remember, it's about what you don't do as well. They have to stop consuming artificial drinks, artificial beverages like soda, flavored products, juices that aren't 100%, juices that are clear and see-through. You should not be able to see through any juice that's just flavored water full of sugar. Because if you had a juicer and you juiced any fruit or vegetable, you can't see through it. It's too cloudy. Even apples, it's just too cloudy. So if you can see through your apple juice, you're not drinking apple juice, you're drinking sugar water.
Oh, that's horrible.
Yeah. So understand your digestive system, understand everything you're digesting, from your mood to the things that you read, information. Like and understand what you're putting out into the atmosphere for other people to digest. Are you digesting gossip? Are you digesting lies? Are you digesting, drama? Are you digesting confusion? Whether it's the information you receive, the news you watch, the people that you are around. It's like going to church. You come there for a positive intention, but the biggest thing you waiting to talk about is how Sister Betty's shoes didn't match her outfit.
Well,
right? See, that is digesting negativity. That, and then you want to regurgitate this and give it to other people to digest. But
So
when you have a clean diet, you're gonna see that you're not going to be drawn to negativity. You're not going to be drawn to lies in conversation. You're not going to be drawn to lies in the news. You're not going to be drawn to lies in what you read or the people that you keep.
I agree with that. When you change your lifestyle, it
You,
upgrades everything.
it upgrades everything, because the universe, this world, the atmosphere, everything in creation, from all the planets, the suns, the stars, none of it was created by a single lie. So that means that lies aren't supported in this system. So why are you lying? Why are you digesting a lie? Why are you seeking lies? Why are you repeating lies?
Definitely digesting lies. A lot of, I'm a label reader, and a lot of the foods that I avoid, with the hydrogenated oils and the high fructose corn syrups, and they don't tell you that your body doesn't digest that stuff. They don't tell you that those hydrogenated oils turn to plastic in your body, a plastic-like substance in your body, and that's where we get all this heart blockage and stuff from. Heart disease is like one of the number one killers, and we're eating it.
Yes, and you have to think, it's man-made. It's a lie, because it's done out of the intent not to improve your health, but to improve the dollar.
Right. And yeah, we talked about the Food and Drug Administration being one unit
Yeah,
before, but they feed you what they know they'll have to give you a drug for. So they,
exactly.
Let me ask you a question for those out there that are losing weight, and setting a realistic goal is also I think a big part of weight loss. I've never really been on like a weight loss diet kind of thing. Being a mesomorph, you mentioned my body type earlier. Being a mesomorph, we do develop muscle quicker, and muscle burns fat. So I never really had to diet and do all that. So once I get in the gym, it's just going to happen. But realistically, how much weight can a person expect to lose per week so they can set realistic goals?
Well, on a healthy basis, it depends on you and your body type. Most times, endomorph people tend to stay slim because they have a high metabolism. You have slow, you have normal, and you have high or fast. And so these people stay slim, and they can eat a farm and don't gain weight. Like, the food is burned up before they even look at it.
Those are the
And
people
so,
everybody else is like looking at like, oh, I just hate that person.
right. And then you have those people that are ectomorph, and they gain 10 pounds just looking at food. They haven't even consumed it yet. Just looking at it, 5 pounds is already on their body.
Yep.
And so, like I said earlier, you have to have more discipline, because that body you really want is there. And so the body is designed to operate better the more you use it. You want to strengthen your heart, you have to do cardio. You have to walk, you have to jog, or you have to, get on the treadmill, whichever one is comfortable for you. Like arthritis. Arthritis is not a natural condition of getting old. It is a lack of you taking care of your body properly. So arthritis develops as a result of that. So realistically, I would say that a person should want to lose in 1 month's time anywhere from 3 to 5 pounds per month to keep it healthy. You may go to 10 pounds per month, but that is a gradual, because you gradually gained it. You don't want to instantly lose it. So, and then you have to keep in mind certain other factors, like after the age of 40 or after the age of 25, your testosterone starts to convert into estrogen by 1% each year, because you have an enzyme known as the aromatase enzyme that converts your testosterone into estrogen. So by the time you're 50, you have what's called hormonal weight in your midsection. So every night while you sleep from 1 a.m. to 3 a.m., your liver is producing estrogen. Estrogen has a purpose in your body. So if you're dieting, consume more cabbage, because cruciferous vegetables contain diindolylmethane methane. It's also known as DIM, D-I-M, like you dim a light, D-I-M, diindolylmethane methane. And this element checks the aromatase enzyme and keeps it from converting your free testosterone into estrogen. Now, even women have testosterone, but testosterone is what causes your muscles to be tight. The less testosterone, the looser your muscles are, the weaker your bones become, and a host of other things. So you need testosterone even as a woman. You just don't need as much as a man, but you need testosterone. And so whenever you exercise your thighs, whether it's the front, the back, or the sides of your thighs, or doing exercise, period, but mainly when you exercise your thighs, and careful not to damage your hips with putting weights on your ankles and, you know, doing floor exercises and leg lifts and all that, because that can damage your hip. People have had hip replacement from doing that. But when you exercise your thighs, you increase more testosterone in your body overall. But generally, weightlifting, and women say, well, I'm not trying to bodybuild. Well, you can't bodybuild. You got to get the fat off first before you become a bodybuilder or look like a bodybuilder. But once you get to the weight you desire, then you can go into just staying general maintenance and staying toned and fit. So if you do this regularly, and remember, it's a lifestyle, you could just do it 30 minutes a day. You have 30 minutes a day. Do it while you're watching your favorite television show. This is why it has become so popular for people to have TV screens at the gym and TV screens at home on their cycle machines, you know, or their rowing machines or whatever, because they can watch their favorite show while they exercise. So realistically, I would say anywhere from 5 to 10 pounds per month in order for it to completely stay off, but you have to maintain that regimen. Now you may have to set up a real regimen. Let's just say you have discipline and you're so anxious to lose the weight. Well, you can't go gangster in the gym every day. Okay. You have to have a light day. You have to have 2 or 3 medium days. And then you have to have 1 gangster day.
Gangster.
You know, that day where you're doing 5 sets of 12.
That's the day when I'm doing the Stairmaster.
Right. That's your gangster day. But you can't go gangster every day in the gym, because then you're going to tax your body and it's just not going to be able to maintain that. You're not training for the Olympics, okay? You can't go gangster every day. If you go gangster the very next day, you have to give your body complete rest and not be in the gym at all. And then the day that you come back from your gangster day, that has to be a light day. And then the other days can be medium, and you have to skip. You have to have a day or 2 in between sometime. So
I'm glad you got touched on the topic of working out, because I know a lot of people, they go into the gym for the first time in months or a year, and they automatically want to pick up where they left off a year ago, you know, and your muscles are not in the same condition. You can't go in there like that. You'll wind up hurting yourself, pulling a muscle or you know, something different. I always tell it, because, you know, I've been working out for years, but every time I take more than a 3 or 4 month break, I go in like I've never worked out before. I go in, I walk on the treadmill, I do a few abs, I'll look at everything else, think about what I'm gonna do, and then I'll go in the water, because even just doing, you know, the abs and being in there and stuff, you know, you have to mentally adjust to that as well. It's not just a physical thing.
This is very true. And so keep in mind that, you know, you're asking your body to perform a function, because we don't go to work to lift weights. We're doing this so that our bodies can be stronger to do everything else we needed to do. even sleeping proper. If you want to sleep properly, you have to work out properly. You need adequate rest for adequate performance. It's all connected. So stay away from the lies. Don't consume a lie in your liquids. Don't consume lies in your food. Consume the truth, because your body was not designed to digest lies. Take more cruciferous vegetables at night, because it will check the estrogen production and the aromatase enzyme. Cabbage removes excess estrogen from your system. So you should eat cabbage at night, and don't consume cruciferous vegetables raw. I know people like to eat broccoli and cauliflower raw. It has too much oxalic acid. Oxalic acid deteriorates the synovial fluid in your joints. So you don't want to deteriorate the synovial fluid in your joints. And that's a sure way to develop arthritis, by eating. So only malic acid counters oxalic acid, and malic acid is found in apples. So if you consume cabbage or celery raw, put it in a blender and mix it with pure unfiltered apple juice and drink it as a drink, because the malic acid in the apple juice will check the oxalic acid that's in those cruciferous vegetables. You should always slightly steam your cruciferous vegetables: broccoli, cauliflower, Brussels sprouts, cabbage. All of that should be slightly steamed. Still leave crunch to it. Don't make it soggy, because then it's just slush now. It's no good to your system, as with any other vegetable. But consume it with apples. Okay. And consume this at night, like before you eat. And just start out with cardio.
We've been on with Samir Ali. He's been talking to us about weight loss and how we consume the lies, and that's how we wind up gaining weight. So as we get ready to wrap up your segment of the show, what do you want the audience, your listeners, to take away from this show? As far, I'm gonna name it "Consuming the Lies of Weight Loss." That's what I'm gonna name this show, because that was good. All of the fake foods that people eat, the cereals, the just empty calories. So what would you like for them to take away from this show as we wrap it up?
Love yourself enough to discipline yourself to get back to the way you want to be. You shouldn't have to see the weight coming and then you just keep buying clothes bigger and bigger to cover up the weight. Do something about it. Do something about it. Okay. And your body will thank you. You'll feel younger and you'll feel more energetic. You won't need caffeine. So consume the discipline, stay away from the lies, love yourself more, and don't be afraid of that lifestyle change.
Okay. All right, Mr. Samir Ali. Well, I want to thank you. I enjoyed your show today.
Thank you for having me.
Consuming the lies of weight loss. That was a good show. You know, you have one of those voices. You know, you're one of those people, you talk a little slow, and usually people listen to you more because you're not rushing through your words. So I'm sure everybody got every word that you said. That was some good stuff. And so yeah. When is your next show?
I'm not sure exactly when, but I'm looking forward to it. But my next show's topic is going to be on erectile dysfunction.
Uh-oh. Oh my. Okay.
And I need all ladies and gentlemen to be in tune with this, because you have to tell whomever, if it's your son or if it's your uncle or your cousins, you know, for you ladies, you know, spread this information I'm getting ready to give you guys.
All right. Erectile dysfunction. Okay, well, thank you, Samir. And we will see you the first, well, we won't see you, but we'll be listening to you on the first Monday in December. That'll be
sounds good.
I think that's December 6th, actually. We're going to talk
Okay.
about erectile dysfunction. We're going to get everybody right for Christmas. And everybody going to be
Right.
stuffing the stocking with something else because they, okay.
Right.
That's
Now,
just
so let me say this real quick. Everyone, study your body type, your metabolism, your metabolic rate, your blood type, and what body type you have to better understand and know your zodiac, and to better understand, what you're dealing with. And I will get into cell salts in your zodiac on the show after this, on the show after erectile dysfunction.